Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I am the designer behind Raging Purlwind Knits. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a very simple and easy increase. The increase we're going to be learning is usually abbreviated as KFB, and what that stands for is you're going to knit in the front loop like you normally do, and you will not drop off the old stitch. Instead, you will knit through the back loop as well, and then drop off the old stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. I just want to tell you a little bit about my little swatch I have right here in my hand. This is just a little triangle that I'm working up. I started with 3 stitches on my needles, and then every first stitch on the right side row and the last stitch on the right side row, I am working the increase so that I'm increasing 2 stitches each right side row. On the wrong side, all I'm doing is I'm just doing purls. Now, something to know about this kind of increase, it does leave a visible mark, and I'm going to show that to you. You can kind of see it here on the side. It's almost like when you go through the back loop, you are doing a purl. So you'll see there's like a little purl every couple rows where I increased. Now, that's not always ideal depending on what your design or your pattern is. So it's really up to you. If it bothers you, you may want to use a different kind of increase. Even use a more invisible make one increase. It's really up to you. But for this one, this is the increase we're using, and it does leave a little bit of a visible mark. Let me go ahead and show you how to do this. Now, I just have a stitch marker to mark my right side so that I don't forget which side I'm on as I'm working. So we're going to increase on this very first stitch. Make sure it's nice and focused. I'm going to go in like I normally would, and I'm going to knit and pull that through. Now with this, I also have to knit into the back loop. That's the second part. So I'm going to turn my needle so you can kind of see that back loop. This is the back loop right here. And I'm going to take my needle, I'm going to go in through that back loop, wrap like I normally would, and pull that through. Now I'm ready to take the old stitch off my left hand needle. And you see that little bump like I was talking about? That's kind of like a little purl stitch. And then I'm just going to knit across the rest of the stitches until I get to the very last stitch in the row. This is one of the earliest increases I learned. And it's really, I think, one of the easiest, besides maybe yarn over. And even though it leaves a little bit of a visible mark, I still really enjoy using this in patterns that I design, and it always just an easy fix. If you accidentally drop a stitch, I sometimes will just sneak it in as a fix my stitch count in the last minute. So it's also really great for that. As long as, again, you don't mind that little visible mark. So we've reached the last stitch, and I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to knit through the front loop like I normally would and pull that through. None of that has changed. Then I'm going to knit through the back loop. Go through it, the back loop, wrap like I normally would, and pull that through. I still have this old stitch on the left needle. I'm just going to drop that stitch. And now I've increased to, I'm going to come back stitches after I do the purl row and do that off camera, and then I'll show you it one more time. Okay, I am back. I just finished the wrong side row. I purled it all the way across, and now I'm ready to do another right side row with our increases. Let's go ahead and show it. Now this time I'm going to show you how to do this English style. So I'm going to go into the loop like I normally would to knit, and I'm going to wrap like I normally would. Then I'm going to turn it like this so you can kind of see I'm going to go through that back loop, and then I'm going to wrap again. It's my second time. Pull that loop through. There we go. And I need to take this old stitch off the left hand needle. And again, you can see that you have that little kind of purl. I'm going to knit across the rest of the stitches. Go. Okay. And then I'm going to do the increase on the last stitch again. I'm going to knit into the front loop, pull that through. Then I'm going to knit through the back loop, wrap, and pull that through, and then drop the old stitch off the left hand needle. And again, I have 2 stitches now, and you'll notice the purl is always that second stitch, so it kind of shifts it a little bit. There you have it. Okay, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tutorials that I will be posting, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone. Happy knitting!